Introduced a bill called Neighborhood Safety Act in the Senate. There's also a bill in the House that's very similar to it that's been introduced on a bipartisan basis by a number of members, including Tim Ryan, Dave Joyce, Marcia Fudge, Marcy Kaptur here from Ohio. So it's bipartisan. It's in both the House and the Senate. And it's basically common sense legislation that says let's divert some of this federal funding that was in the so-called TARP program to enable cities like Warren to use it to tear down abandoned structures. These are structures that nobody wants. They're delinquent in taxes. They're attracting crime. They're an eyesore in the community, and they're driving down everybody's property values. There's one behind us here that, again, delinquent in taxes. No developer can take it on. It's not worth it. And so working with the city, working with the local land bank here, we want to provide some help, some funding to be able to take these buildings down. If you do that, then you can build a new home on it. If a developer can be found to do that, or maybe you turn it into a community garden, as we see right up there in the corner, which the community really likes. You also, you help improve the property values all around the community. So we think it's good common sense legislation. We're happy to be here today to tour the neighborhood here, because this is one of those strategic neighborhoods, as the mayor calls it, that could really be helped by this kind of focus on tearing down the abandoned homes, converting it into something that's practical for the community, and increasing everybody's property values.
Will it bring additional funds so that it will show you how to use the hardest hit funds, or use the money for the hardest hit funds?
This legislation comes out of the hardest hit money, so this is funds that have already been appropriated. This is not new money, and it's diverting some of that for this use. And by the way, it's up to the discretion of the states. Ohio is one of the states that would benefit, because we're one of, I think, 18 states in the country that is hardest hit. So not every state would benefit, but Ohio would. I just think it makes sense. I mean, we've got some good studies now that show that there's a connection between abandoned homes and lower property values. So to the extent we're trying to get people out from underwater on their mortgage, one thing you can do that makes a lot of sense is to clean up some of the abandoned homes, get some of the crime out of these neighborhoods, get the eyesores out of these neighborhoods. I was in Toledo recently talking to the mayor about their program. They have on average one arson a night on these abandoned homes now. And you can imagine what that does to the neighborhood. You know, no one wants to live there because they're worried their home might get burned down as part of an arson. So they recently found, as you know, a couple dead bodies in some abandoned homes up in the Cleveland area. Same thing in Toledo this last week. So there is crime, there's drugs, there's other prostitution, other problems that these abandoned homes are attracting. And I just think it's a program that makes sense.